Hey everybody, welcome back to Run and Gun, and today's episode is going to be about rear curtain sync. What is rear curtain sync? So basically, when you go to take your photo, your shutter opens up and it exposes your sensor to light. All that light comes in and then your shutter closes, right? That's how you make an exposure. So when you use your flash, it's a little bit different. It adds some light to the process, obviously. So you'll open your shutter opens up, your flash pops off, and then for the extension of time that your shutter is open, light will come in for your normal flash setting and your shutter will close. So that is just your normal standard flash setting, what your camera is automatically set up to do. Now for rear curtain sync, that means that you're gonna click, your shutter opens, your ambient light comes in, and right before your shutter closes, your flash pops off and then your shutter closes. So what does that mean? What's the difference? How does it affect you? Basically, if you're doing longer exposures and you're trying to get some motion in your frame, maybe you're doing some panning, a little bit of blur in your photo to emphasize motion, whatever direction your motion is going, it's going to go collect all that ambient light, your flash pops off, and you have this nice trail of blur and motion behind it. It's a really awesome effect, and that's what rear curtain sync is. So I'm going to show you guys some examples of what rear curtain sync actually looks like and show you how you can apply it to your everyday photos. So let's get to it. Alright, so I got our darts. We have our camera on a 1 second long exposure, and we're in the normal flash setting mode. So basically, that means once I press the shutter, I have a 5-second timer so I can get back to where I want to be. Our shutter is going to open, that flash is going to pop off, make that 1 second exposure and capture all that motion, and then it's going to close. Let's see what that looks like. Set our 5-second timer. So basically that flash popped off as soon as that shutter opened, so it froze my motion, and then there should be a nice trail of blurred motion behind it. Alright, so here's how to activate rear curtain sync on a Nikon camera. When I have my flash mounted, I took it off just so you guys can see this example here. I will hold in this button right here, and it'll bring up this option right in the corner here so I can see what my flash settings are. Right now it's just set to a lightning bolt, and that means that it is the standard flash setting, also known as front curtain sync. Now to change to rear curtain sync, I will use my back button right there, and I will toggle it to rear, and that means rear curtain sync. Now the other option is this red eye mode. It's not what we're doing right now, but basically the red eye mode will do some pre-flashes and reduce the effect of red eye in portraits. So we're going to set it to rear curtain sync, and we're set to go. Alright, so that's what the normal flash mode looks like. It's okay, it's kind of cool, but it puts that blurred motion in front of where I was going, and it kind of doesn't make sense. It kind of does the opposite of what I'm trying to do. And that's where rear curtain sync really shines. It puts that blurred motion in the opposite direction of where your subject is going. So it leaves that motion trail behind it, and it just looks absolutely awesome. So now we have it set to rear curtain sync. I'm gonna throw another dart, and we're gonna see what it looks like. So let's set off 5-second timer. It'll be a pre-flash to show the exposure. So that was rear curtain sync. As you can see in the photo, it leaves that nice motion trail or motion blur of the ambient light right before the flash goes off and then the shutter closes, creating that nice motion trail behind your subject and emphasizing that movement and that direction. So that's all for this episode. Make sure you guys drop a like down below, share it with your friends, and always subscribe so you can get more awesome videos just like this every weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, get out, go shoot, and go mess around with your flash settings and see what you come up with.